Hello, everyone. Welcome to our 2026 Dietetics Prospective Student Info Session. My name is Xingyan Fan. I'm the Dietetics Program Manager, and I will be host today's session for you. I'm very thrilled everyone signed up for this session. And I would love this session could be a very informative pieces for you. Either you're preparing for our admission upcoming one for the September 2026, or if you are actually just ahead of the game, want to know more about our program and prepare your future application, maybe in 2027 or 2028. I have been speaking about the housekeeping stuff before the recording start, but just want to remind everybody this session will be recorded. So if you missed something, if you would love to have a recap, feel free to visit our website after maybe tomorrow. It will be posted there for you for future reference. Before we begin, I would like to take a moment to do the land acknowledgement. So I'm presenting today from the UBC Vancouver campus, located on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Musqueam people. Our UBC Dietetics program is deeply committed to the ongoing work of truth and reconciliation. We are definitely in alignment with UBC 2324 Indigenous initiatives. Our program integrates Indigenous health, cultural, and safety education with other health professions across this campus. We strive to prepare future dietitians to deliver inclusive, equitable, and culturally safe care with a strong awareness of historical and intergenerational trauma. If you are in Canada, I would also encourage you to take a moment to reflect on the traditional and unceded territory where you live, work, and play. Okay, so I would love to quickly mentioning about today's agenda. Pretty straightforward. I would love to introduce two of our team members here, and also just go over our program overview with you, what is happening for this upcoming admission cycle, and of course leave some space and time for you to raise questions. And also you can use the chat function or the raise hand function to put your questions forward at the end of my presentation. I also have a bit of fun pieces. I'm looking at the participants. For now, we have, beside of three of us, about like 32 participants in the lobby today. And by 12 p.m., I just downloaded your sign-up sheets. Actually, there are 84 students registered this session. We're very excited for us. Of course, we also appreciate a lot of you here today are first-year students, maybe, or a student maybe transferring from other institution or other part of the faculties. Just be interested in our program and want to be ahead of the game. So thank you so much. I hope this session will also bring you some much more information you need to prepare for the rest of the year or down the road for 2 years. Okay, so who we have on the team, as you see, we are, for 3 years, I would say we are getting much more mature. More people are on spot with us right now. As you see, this dietetics team consists of 8 members here. Led by Dr. Tamara Cohen, the Director of Dietetics. Also, if you've been joining our orientation session, she's also the Associate Dean of Student as well. With her leadership, or under her leadership, you see me as the program manager who in charge of student advising and also admission, other administrative staff. And also we have Scala Parent, who's the program coordinator, who definitely did a lot of actually great job behind the screen, behind the curtain, just to support all aspects of the program, administratively, a lot of nitty-gritty stuff. Yeah, and below here we have 5 educators. 3 of them are mainly focused on our undergraduate students, and 2 are MND. So we have Tamar Kafka actually is in the lobby with us today. Tamara, would you like to wave your hand?
Hi, everyone.
Yeah. And beside Tamar, we have two other educators, who's Melissa and Kara. If you join the program later, you won't know they will mainly giving courses and also doing a lot of preparation for practice education placement and like connecting with all of the health authorities. We also have Anna and Bruna, both are faculty lecturers in our LFS faculty. They actually teach a lot of our dietetics program here, both for the undergrad and MND program, Master of Nutrition Dietetics. If you were the audience there with me back in September, you know we have a master program here as well. So beside our own team member joining us today, I also invited two major people from our RFS Student Services. Unfortunately, Bonita, our student advisor, is not able to join us today. But if you are an RFS student, you definitely meet her before or other advisors. They are very, very supportive and helpful if you have questions about general Bachelor of Science for Nutrition Health major admission requirement. If you need help in this moment as an FNH student to prepare your courses, what is happening for the next term, definitely check out our RFS Student Services. But here with us today is Alison Mander Wizink, our RFS Korea strategist. Sorry, Alison, if I pronounce your name not very well.
Oh, all good. Nice to see you all. Thanks for coming tonight.
Yeah, Alison will definitely help you to strengthen your resume, cover letter, and also prepare you or get ready for the future interview, giving you a lot of tips and strategies to polish your one piece of document and give you a lot of strategies how you can ace a beautiful interview with us. So later on, I'll have a slide definitely for Alison, and we'll talk about the two sessions she prepared for you coming up in December. Okay, so let's talk about our program overview. I will pass this to Tamar.
Hi everyone, thanks for joining our info session. As Shanyan mentioned earlier, I am one of the educators with the UBC Dietetics team. So I am a dietitian and I'm pretty excited about the dietetics program and the whole profession of dietetics. It's a pretty dynamic profession. There's a lot of different areas you can work in as a dietitian. Maybe more traditionally known for working in healthcare in some of the hospitals or long-term care homes or in primary care or public health, that kind of thing. But dietitians work in such a vast array of areas. There's lots of dietitians doing management and leadership roles, working in the community and population and public health roles, in private practice, and so much more. And there's sort of with at UBC, we have two routes to getting your kind of registration or certification as a dietitian. One is the undergraduate program, that's a BSFN, and the other is the master's degree, the MND. So, regardless of which program you're in, the placement experiences and the coursework that you do on campus, it all prepares you to be able to work as an entry to practice or entry level dietitian. Both are training you to align with accreditation standards and in order to work as a dietitian. So regardless of which program you're in. On this slide specifically, we've highlighted the program's vision, mission, and values. And those are kind of foundational in a lot of the things or all of the things we think about when we plan the program, including the experiences you have in placements, which are all around BC. So encourage you to kind of dive into our program's vision, mission, and values, and also some of the learning objectives. They're all available on our website for you to learn more if you're curious about what informs the curriculum that you'd be participating in if you're in the dietetics program.
Thank you so much, Tamar. Yeah, this is a very leading philosophical grounding slides. I really, really love this, and definitely check out more on our website. This will help you later. I'm going to talk about how you prepare your application as well. This could be a very good pieces to review and hold on and think about it. So I would love to dive deep a little bit in what is happening in the program. So if you are successfully joining our dietetics program, it will be very easy forward, I would say, because our program has a very structured course requirements. As you see that I put in a color coding as well. If you are the Mario, Uncle Mario here, you will of course climb this ladder and all the way to the final ending and grab that graduation flag and get it into the castle to save your princess, I think. Okay, let's back to the very beginning here. So if you get into the program in the 2026 summer, there where you start, we advise students to take biology 302 in that summer if you haven't done yet. This will definitely make your life a bit easy in the winter term of 2026. And you see there's a bit heavy load in your year 3. You will have about 10 courses to do in 2 terms. This applies to students who just finished your year 2 in FNH general degree. But if you already completed a few courses listed here as your third-year student for your either nutritional science or FNH or other major in all faculty, those courses can be counted and carry forward into dietetics, so you don't need to retake those courses. The grades will be counted. Into the summer of 2027, you will have your first nutrition care placement. The location can be varies across our province. And finish that placement, you come back, we'll finish about more courses. You see 7 listed here. There are actually 3 restricted electives. So if you are a student in your year 3 or year 4 right now and thinking about applying to dietetics, you may find a lot of course lists here have been taken, and you can actually reallocate those courses, or maybe back in your year 3 with the program, you start to complete your restricted elective as well. That's totally fine. So these 3 restricted electives can be allocated in any terms. Some of students really do a great job. I just put a thumb up for them. They are doing practice education the first term and selected which is not really recommended. They selected a course, like online courses, to finish their elective. Again, that's not recommended. But if you want to do that, we will just not recommend to do that. Back to this. So you can actually find a term to complete your electives, and then up to this point, you almost finish all of the campus courses. So until summer term 2028, you will finish the second placement, which is the management and leadership placement. And a formal placement, 3 nutrition care placements, and 1 population health placement will happen in your winter term 2028. So by 2029 May, you will be on the stage of Chen Center and have your little punishment and celebration time. So that will be the pathway go through and for our dietetics program, and eventually be a dietitian for our country or for our province. So going down to this next slide, I would love to pinpoint 2 important links here. First one is academic calendar. All of the information I visualized earlier in this picture is actually rooted in this link here. You can find definitely like admission information there, and also future courses you need to take in this link. The other one is our UBC Dietetics Program page. We outline all of admission requirements and other informations like today's info session and mission, vision, value, we just mentioned. All those information are very important. They have been listed on our own website. So check it out. A lot of students put in a question in our registration form considering about the cost of the program. So just to be transparent with our student, it is a healthcare profession program. It involves a lot of other cost in the program. So besides you're paying the tuition and also the textbook, your student fee associated with the entire university program, we also have a program fee associated. It's called Annual Integrated Dietetics Program Administrative Fee. So this cost is additional to our program student because this is a healthcare program. We do have more administrative work to plan courses, also involving more RDs coming into our program to give like industry or healthcare-based lecture. We have also people preparing and planning the placement for everyone. So there's a bit much more cost in the program. While we're preparing you to get into the practice education, under BC practice education guidelines, students also need to complete like immunization review, criminal records check, get your respiratory fitting tested done twice. And also there's a prevention violence prevention curriculum need to be done. For our program specifically, because we are dietitian programs, who also require students to do food safety level 1 and 2 certification as well. So just be mindful of those program cost fee. It occurs when you are having courses on campus. And then when you are moving into your placement term, summertime or your final year, winter term, definitely will involve costs that require you to relocate to other part of the province. So check out if you really care about the how the placement going to be arranged and then worrisome about that, we can talk about later, but I would at this point just pinpoint you to check out our policy. The requirement to relocate into other part of the province, it occurs not only in your year 3 but also in year 4 or year 5. So basically students in year 3 maybe relocate once to a rural placement or rural area or out of lower mainland area, and then they maybe have another placement coming in the later days, need to be out of town again. Again, of course, there will be some basic living cost. I have to say our in-house student, in the program student, they are really working hard as well. Besides doing the program, I heard a lot of students are doing their best and taking jobs here and there just to cover their financial needs. So yeah, just be mindful of the cost of the program, and I list here there's an application fee as well. Okay, so let's take a deep breath, and then we're gonna move into the next section, which is the admission part. How we're gonna do this, how we're gonna help you to get a successful application in. So the entire admission requirement, as listed here, there are 2 parts. First is academic, and the second, of course, is non-academic. Academic is basically prerequisite plus a general GPA calculation. Non-academic part will show up later. It is your cover letter, it is your resume, and of course your the interview if you've been selected. So we need a student to complete 54 credits of university college work by April 30th, 2025. And this includes 27 credits of our prerequisite. Prerequisites have been listed on our website as well. I will show you an example of how GPA calculation happened in the next slide, but we do calculate 2 GPA. The first one is all prerequisite GPA. So the number that you see is 27 credits that will be counted down. And the most recent study credits, what does this mean? I will show later. You need to achieve, we'll take those 2 and average it, and you need to achieve minimum 70 on the average. All of the students who have transfer credit or think about transfer credit from other institution, your transfer credit needs to be under BC Transfer Guide. You can always contact our office advising team to help you take a look and see how your transfer credit goes. This is a meat part of how GPA calculation goes. So I just give an example. Maybe I could call it, this is Tom's transcript. This actually not happening in the real life. It's just made up by Tom here. So I list out 5 terms. Tom completed a lot of courses. The highlighted part are our prerequisite course. You can see FNH 160, RFS 150, 61, 200, 250. Those are all required prerequisites. And of course, beside the prerequisite, Tom completed other courses for their general major requirement. And the credit has been listed here, and then I have a grades. So prerequisite GPA calculation is very straightforward. We just see you can see the equation here. We just take whatever you complete the actual grades, and then multiply the credits, and then divide it by the total credits. The fun part is all of a sudden caring about how you will calculate my recent 30 credits. So we go backward. The most recent one in this case will be 2024 winter term 1 GPA, and then counting down to 2024 summer, and then 2023 winter term 2. And then how we divide it, or how we come to the final end, is the second last one equation here. I highlighted the number 8 here. So once we do this, the furthest, or the very earliest, I would say, the very earliest term we counted on, it may be short 1 or 2 credits when we count it together, if we want to divide it the number by 30. So this is the equation goes. And then finally, we just average the 2 GPA. The GPA calculation will happen twice. By the time you submit your application by the end of January, you will have all of this term's credit, this term's GPA. So we're counting on from this term, and then all the way go early as far as I can. Of course, all of the completed prerequisite will be calculated as well. The second round will happen in the end of April, once you complete the term 2 courses as well. And then I will count it that again, and then count your next term's credit again. Go further backward to the earliest time. You can actually find a document on our website as well. It's called Credit and GPA under that section. There's much more detailed pieces listed there. Okay, so let's talk about non-academic part we need to prepare. We call this written package. It weighs 35 of your total admission scoring. It contains 2 pieces of document. One is the written statement. There's a template on our website. This year only supply your PDF version. If you need a Word document, you can reach out to me. If you have, I know UBC cut the license there, you can definitely use UBC Libraries services if you have a hard time to access Adobe Acrobat. But general Adobe should be able to help you fill in the form. But those technical part, you can definitely seek out resource and help by UBC IT. They will be able to help you. So use the template. It's a PDF document. You can write on 1 page of your statement, and then you have 2 pages to have your resume. So put everything together as 1 document to submit to the system. And if you are strong and competitive enough, you will be invited for an interview. The interview happens in the end of April in 2026. So you'll be definitely notified in around mid-March or late March about the result regarding your eligibility to be interviewed. And a lot of students also asking about what should I do? What should I prepare? What should I go with my document? Through years, I've been thinking about like how we can help students form this written package. So there are some leading questions here for you. You can think about what motivates you to apply to the UBC Dietetics Program, what this program means to you. And again, think about yourself, how your experience and values align with the program mission, vision, values. So yeah, and then other questions listed as here as well. Go ahead and think about it before you write down anything on your written statement, and you can start drafting pieces also based on those questions, answer those questions, and start to draft. That could be a way to start your application preparation. So another pieces I definitely want to spend a bit time today to talk about is the new application system. I don't know if anyone in our audience today been applied multiple times previously. We are moving from our old system to this new one. I would really give a big thank you to our LFS Learning Center. Brandon and Edmund did a great job to put everything together. So some of the students started asking me way earlier, Xingyan, where can I find the dietetics PIM? So this is the time I'm gonna talk about where you can find your dietetics PIM. I would emphasize again and tell everyone, doesn't matter in person or on this channel or in the future, you definitely need to log in the system right now or way before you start your application. This is a CW controlled platform, so you do need to have a CWO to log into the system. So if you click on that link, it will definitely have a page jumping out, ask you to put a CWL login there. After you log in, the interface will look like the screenshot here. It's very straightforward. It's very clean. Your basic information will be captured by the CWL database, and then you just click the apply now to start your application. And everyone is encouraged to start your application if you're interested to apply. Even by the end of the day, you think you are not going to apply. You feel like, oh, I'm short at this, I'm short that, I'm not going to finish this application. That's totally fine. But by clicking this application now, you start to entering information, you start to declare your prerequisite completion status, and to the step 3, maybe I can show you the next slide later, you will be able to find your dietetics PIM. So yeah, so go on the system as early as you can. And if you bypass the first step, which is some basic information, you see, and step 2 is prerequisite, and step 3 where you're going to upload your written package, you can find a generated dietetics PIM. So in the written document, we did ask you to do not disclose your name, your personal information, because your written package will be reviewed by multiple reviewers, and it's double blind. So that's why we don't want you to include any of your information. And by obtaining this dietetics PIN in step 3, you can just put your dietetics PIN on your document. The system is very good. Like when you upload the document, doesn't matter how you name your application or the file. When you upload it, it will rename it by your dietetics PIN number. So it's very good. And one CW account can submit only one application. So once you start, you again, don't worry, just start it, but you don't need to finish and complete it if you're not ready yet. You can always log out, come back again, and once your once your application is submitted, there's no chance to change it. You have to email me and see if I can go backward, find backstage to find a link for you to reopen your application. So make sure just don't submit it if it's too early or not that mature yet. So Allison will offer some support to everyone here to help you form a strong written package. And really big thank you to Allison. Our career strategist always just been upholding our dietetics applicants there. So the session, as I listed here, will be happening on December 22nd. You will be able to join and have the resume and the curriculum vitae session from 12 to 12:50 p.m. And then take a 10 minutes break for both you and Allison, and then we'll come into the second part, which is the cover letter or statement of intent, how you prepare there. And I heard Allison told me that she has very great strategies and tools and kicks for you to even practice on the session. So definitely follow Allison's tip there. Okay, I think that's that. Great, we have less than 30 minutes, but about 28 minutes for everyone to raise questions. Let me see the chat function if there's any questions here for me. Okay, there's a chat question. Oh, Noah is asking, where can we find the poster slides? It will be available on our website, including this recording as well.
While we wait for more questions, I just wanted to share that in addition to, so the sessions that I'm running for you all in December, I run them then because I know school's busy, you've got your exams. So after your exams are finished, that's when I'm there to offer that, especially for those of you that are interested in working on your applications over the holiday break. I'll also be available in January to help you look at your applications if you're interested in doing that. But I also just wanted to flag that the LFS ACE team is running a session. I just popped the information in the chat. It's a resume session that's happening. I'm going to be there talking about resumes. It's a generic resume session, but if you're, wanting to get tips earlier, you can always join that and there will be relevant information.
Thank you, Allison. And this additional information, very helpful. Okay, we have a question in the chat here. Can students that are in high school directly apply to the program, or must their first complete post-secondary credit to be eligible to apply to UBC Dietetics? Yeah, so the answer is we do not accept students directly from high school graduate. You will need to complete 54 university credits, which includes the 27 credits of your prerequisite. It usually takes students 2 years to complete. And if you are a high school graduate or ready to graduate soon in next year's May or June-ish, you probably can think about you can apply into our Faculty of Land and Food System Bachelor of Science in Food Nutrition and Health major. That's a general major. Our dietetics majors, like the prerequisite, have a lot of overlapped requirement with the BSF&N major there. So if you are in BSF&N major, your course load, your course trajectory will help you definitely complete all requirement we need. We have more questions pop up. Thank you. All right, let me go into the next question. Just to confirm, we are not paid for our placement, are we? Yeah, placement are not paid. It is not a co-op education. It is part of the curriculum. It is part of a learning thing. It's like if you are going to any healthcare program or teacher education program as well. You will have the structure like being placed with a preceptor on site, studying like observatory to your hands-on experience. And then you will also have some assignment given by our UBC educator, complete case studies or furthermore reflection pieces. And then the class also happen while you are having the placement. There will be one day you're not on site. You are having lecture or additional group work or assignment communication, things like that. So it is an educational pieces. It's not pure work or gaining experience. What are the deadlines like? Well, when do we have to submit the written package? When would the interview be? And when would we know if we got in or not? Thank you, Paulina. I think I was like, what's wrong with my slides? I feel like something is missing there. I used to have a slides for the deadline, and it maybe deleted when I was trying to prepare this session. So sorry for this. So just to confirm with everyone, the deadline for application submission will be the last Friday of January 2026. So let's looking at the calendar together. I think it will be the 31st of the 2026. Yes, because there's extra day there. Oh, sorry, it should be the 30th, not the 31st, January 30 January 30, 2026. So the interview will be scheduled in the end of the April after final exam. And the time you will know, usually, as I mentioned earlier, will be around the mid-March to late March-ish. We try to give students a month of time to prepare an interview. Also including like selecting time slot, administratively preparation as well. So just want to give a heads up for you. Okay, the next question. Can I ask how many applicants did you get for the 2025 intake? And is the program still taking 36 students and as well as 16 MNDs? Okay, great question. So for 2025, or in general, the program usually receive 90 applications to 100 applications for the undergrad. 36 is the final number. We haven't changed for years. We may make exceptional if there's really strong candidate in the very final ending, but we contain a number to 36 for undergrad. And then for MND, the number is increasing this year. So from 16, we are bumped up to 18 or 20. So there will be a bit more students because the MND design in the very beginning is for 20. So with years of admission, the program is growing and we look forward more applications, more students coming in. Okay, how many students are typically accepted into dietetics program each year? I just mentioned 36, 20 for the upcoming one. What is the average GPA of someone who gets into the program? Thank you. That's a great question. This is always a stat I did after admission complete. Through years, this number hasn't been really changed a lot. A lot of students coming into the program, finally, their GPA landed around 78 to 80 average. Okay. Okay, let's see. I hope not skipping that question. I'm fit tested and I have my criminal records check for my work and also food safety level 1 and 2. Would I have to do it again for the application or should I just show the proof of a completion? Thank you, Maddie. Just to clarify with all of our students and applicants here, you do not need to do those things first. Well, Maddie did this great for your work. That's perfect. But if you just don't mix up, those things will be required after you've been admitted to the program, not now. For now, just focus on getting a very nice application here. And for Maddie, I would love to tell you that you do not need to have food safety 1 and 2 redo because they have a lasting longer time, I think 5 years for food safety 1, and then there's no certain validation for safety 2. So you can keep that. But criminal records check will be required again as you enter into the new program. So this is something we need to receive for our program. So that will need to be redo. So when will the dietetics major application open this year? It is already open. So as I mentioned, please go to check out our new website, new system. You will find it's very good to use and definitely provide me feedback or tell me, hey, Xinyan, things going not very well. Can you and IT help out? Yes, let us know. Let me know ahead. So everyone, go ahead and use your CWL login and get your PIN as well by step 3. Will we receive an email if we are not accepted in stage 1? Yes, we usually tell students after March that if you are not been selected for interview. So March-ish, mid-March, late March-ish, you will receive an email whether you've been moving forward or not. Okay, the next question, do you have to take 10 courses per year as outlined, or can you move through more slowly? Great question. So for for undergrad program, it is a structured 3-year program. It is not recommended to take slow step. It may impact your eligibility to take placement as well. In rare cases, we do have students take less or low credit load during continuing the program, but the program will be dragged definitely longer. You will need to complete certain courses and then you can be able to be in the placement. So in most of the cases, students just pump it up, get us through the program. And it is because a cohort-based program, our students get a very well community-based learning together. And I see students have a lot of great time just doing group work and helping each other. So definitely we have tough courses, substantial knowledge is there, but there's other courses. It's fun. It's getting your competency and knowledges, skills, I would say. So I think everybody can do it. Everybody can do it. Will the interview be in person or online? So all of the interview will be on Zoom. And I know a lot of students may plan something happen in the end of April. If you've been notified for maybe the chance to get an interview, we will send out information early. And if you have things need to be accommodated, feel free to reach out to me. We're happy to accommodate if definitely some things happening there. Okay, next question. I understand there are 2 calculations, but if some of my prerequisites are being completed in term 2, will this put me at a disadvantage when my GPA is calculated during the first calculation? I hope I understand the question correctly. So I will put it this way. What I will calculate, what I will base on is what you actually recorded on your official transcript. So by the end of January or the beginning of February, when the application is closed, I will start calculating everyone's GPA based on what is available in Workday. And there's no term 2 grades. So term 2 grades does not exist. This does not applicable. Whatever exists, count it on. Term 2 grades happened in the end of the April, and by that time, GPA calculation will happen again. Honestly, based on my observation, there are some fluctuations. Like somebody may go a bit up, somebody may maybe go a little bit down, but I can tell most of students not doing a lot of like slightly fluctuate, maybe go a couple points up, maybe go 2 points down, or even just 0 point something down. Yeah, so that's GPA calculation happening in that time. Because if you are thinking about this way, in your term 2 GPA calculation, you also have your prerequisite at that time, right? So your term 2 generally GPA, if you're not doing very well, will be pulled down as well. So it's impacted the entire system, I would say. I hope that helps. This is a very technical thing, so we can talk about that later, and if you have actual examples. So thank you, Tamar, to put it in a link there for the Delta line. Okay. Thank you, Kenji. I have a next question here. Does the math program follow a similar application and skill things learned compared to the dietetics major? Great question, Vivian. It's very similar, but it's still different as well. First of all, in terms of format, for undergrad, we do not require reference. The grad program will require you to have reference for the application. The process is very similar in terms of the format as well. Like you will have written package review, you will have interview. So it's just different because of the component is slightly different. So points may be allocated as slightly different in the MND. But as Tamar earlier mentioning about the program's entire mission, vision, value, we do hold both programs to have the result that every student can be eligible or can be well equipped for entry-level dietitian. Rose, I think I answered that question. If by term 1, by the end of by the end of the January, you will have your term 1 GPA ready, and there's no term 2. So the term 2 happens only in the second round of calculation. It will not happen in the first round. The first round, recent 30 credits will just be backward counting. Oh, if you're I know somebody may ask the question, this is because you may have some pending prerequisite. The pending prerequisite will not be counted. So let's say if you complete 27 credits. Let's say you complete 18 prerequisite. Your prerequisite GPA will just based on that 18 completed prerequisite. Whatever's available, count on that. The unavailable part will not be counted. I hope I understand the question correctly. Okay, let me sip a cup of water and I'll continue. We have 30 minutes. I hope we can go through everything. Actually, tomorrow, as respond to this question, I hope everybody can see it. It's about like what the rules for the application, especially the ribbon package, what to be included, what not to be included. Again, like Tamara said, there's no such rules. We have a hard rule, which is recorded on our guide. You will need to be a bit mindful of the format. You need to be mindful of like not including your personal information, because the review process will be double blind. The reviewer will not know who you are. The package will be randomly assigned to our RDs, to our internal educators as well. So one application not being reviewed by one person, it will be reviewed by 3 people as well. So we want to judge everybody in a more holistic way and trying to find a balance and then see how application is doing. Okay. Oh, see, our students is doing great job to help each other. I really like it. Thank you, Kenji. Somebody's asking for the link, and there we go. Okay. Do we need reference for undergrad? No, just for master. Yes.
Do you want me to take over answering some questions, Shannon, to give you a talking break, or are you good?
I'm good, I think.
Okay. I'm just trying
Thank
to
you.
answer
No,
the
you
chat.
started responding that. Yeah, I love this momentum. I was just wondering how many people usually get picked to move on to the interview stage. Thank you for the question. I think I skipped that earlier. So as I mentioned, 90 to 100 applications we receive. We usually will cap to 54 to 60 applicants for an interview for undergrad. And again, these years, Tamara and I doing the undergrad interview, we always want to include as many potential students to meet our panel, to give chances to showcase yourself. So yeah, it's just capacity driven. We try include as many as we can. Oh, I was wondering, good question. I was wondering if there's a good amount of second-year student last year admitted to join the year 3 dietetics. The number actually changed every cohort. I can tell this year that the year 3 cohort right now, if the size of the class is 36, right? I remember there was about 8 to 10 students who actually apply graduation first for their first degree and then reapply again. Just very administrative nitty-gritty in the workday, back to the dietetics, back to BSFN. And so basically there are about like 8 to 10 students are second degree student. And then I think we also have about 5-ish students are maybe in their year 3 or year 4. Because why I remember this is because Workday has a glitch that time. They're still showing they're in year 4 until the September calendar flip. They successfully been enrolled into the dietetics program in the system, in the Workday, and they flip into year 3. So it doesn't matter which year you're in right now. When you be accepted to dietetics, your workday profile should switch you to year 3. Another question: how long do the interview usually last? Will we be given any information to prepare? Yes, you will definitely be given information to prepare. The interview will last 15 minutes and will be timed. Okay, another question about GPA. I have a concern about GPA calculation for stage 1. Some students, including me, are completing several prerequisite courses in term 2. these will be strongly impact our final GPA. When I estimated my possible grades, the average increased a lot. How will the program ensure fairness for students whose key courses are still in progress? Good question. So I would say this happens previously to a lot of students, and it's just how the program's admission structured. And yeah, it's just somehow it's a good question. I always think about it that, but usually students do well in the first term going on. Well, because the reason we are doing 2 GPA right now is also considering this happens to a lot of students. So if you are in your year 2 right now, you at least have your year 1 grades there. We also counting backwards to your year 1 grades as well. And then that will showcase your general academic skill. And then, of course, your GPA of your prerequisite is happening in the second term, may boost up a little bit in the term 2 GPA calculation as well. The admission also approach in a holistic way. Your grades will count 30% of total. If you think about you'll be moved to the final stage, the majority of the score being counted on is actually 70% your written package and 35, which is another part, sorry, you have 35% on your written package and 35% on the interview as well. So I would say yes, I admit there's definitely some impact if somebody is just jumping from not very well to excellent in the term 2. But it will also, I do not see a lot. I have to say I did not see a lot, but it's actually more somebody been impacted more if they're doing great in an interview or written package. So that's our mission trying to do in terms of fairness. I mean, I have to acknowledge that there's always issues with fairness, so we're trying our best to be equitable, accessible, and fair. But yeah, it just goes through this way. We actually have, as I give you the number earlier, about half or 1/3 of students are just moving forward straightforward from their year 2. So yeah, not like some of students back to the program or coming back, moving around, but they're just directly year 1, RFS general major, 2, and then dietetics as their year 3. I hope that helps. I know it's not a very good answer. Okay, we have 5 minutes. I have 3 new messages I haven't seen yet. Let's see. Is the difficulty of the most recent 30 credits take into consideration, or is GPA only considered as part of the grades component? The difficulty is not looking at for the grade way. Thank you, Tamar. Yes. Yeah. We've been using this method for the last 2 years, and I find it is not too much impact actually for year 1 and year 2 students, because what you have is what you have. You have that amount of course just being completed in your year 1 and 2. So that's it. But it actually gives a bit space for students who may not do very well in the year 1 and 2, and then year 4 applying to our program, and later on their program trajectory change, that they do better in their year 4 and 3. So the recent 30 credits is also considering the student progress through years and how they are doing generally their academic performance. Yeah, so that's what we have been doing. Yeah, Mary is answering, I think, see my answer, thanks. Yeah, just giving you general idea. To my, if I'm right, I think we end up a very good amount of ratio. And I have to tell you, like, I'm very proud of last year. It was just a very good diverse group we have in the cohort. We have, if you know, dietetics is usually a female dominant program, we actually have more male students in the last cohort. We have indigenous students in the current cohort, year 3. So we have a mix of definitely a diverse cohort and vibrant cohort. This is the goal of the mission I want to achieve, just a vibrant cohort coming up. Thank you. Tom also answered another question. Oh, we didn't hear. Yes, 15 minutes, 1-5. I also get a question directly sent to me about technique part, I think. It's about like how you prepare your resume, and then there's a template actually on our website. It's optional to use. We actually ask students to be specified about the date and the period of the time you complete or you do engage with specific extracurricular activity. So if you can be specific, yeah, date it down to year dates, year month dates, or like how many hours you've been engaging averagely per week, that would be good. This is a good question, actually, to answer as well. I just want to read the answer to everyone. We are health regulated program. So dietitians are a regulated health profession. So you will be joining in our college, which is College of Health and Care Professions of BC, and you will be eligible to write exam if you finish everything in the program, including practice education. Doing great. And you can work everywhere in Canada. Okay, I come down to the very final. I think there's a comment here. In the first year, many of us had difficulty courses that lowers our average, but now in second year, I feel tempted to include courses that make easier for me and could boost my GPA. I agree. So again, it's whatever available on the transcript, and the session always end up with a lot of heaviness on the GPA. Again, I do want to lift up a little bit as the ending. I think it's a great time to end with this piece. The entire dietetics admission is looking every student holistically. The academic part counts only 30%. Honestly, years by years, I see students flip in the very end. Maybe they do great in the GPA, but their written package may not be very strong, and then they end up not being shortlisted for interview. So it can be either way. Some students may not having a strong GPA, could be very average, but they passed the minimum, and then they did a great job, excellent work in their written package. They've been, called out to the interview, and then of course the interview was such a success. Then plus their term 2 grades, they've been admitted. So different cases, different issues happen, and so what I would encourage, like, what do you have completed is what do you have completed on the GPA, and by UBC's policy, students do not permitted to retake a course if you pass it. So it is what it is. It is on the records. That's fine. But focusing on what you can do at this moment. And again, it's a holistic way to approach the admission. It's 5 p.m. I just want to close the session. And if you have questions or if you want to have further discussion, feel free to stay here. I'm happy to address more. But if not, I would love to move to my final slide, which is highlight my email again. If you have further questions about admission, or as I said, the new system just cannot help you a lot, you feel there's trouble, need to be troubleshoot, email dietetics.admissions@ubc.ca. So that's it for today. Thank you for everyone joining us.